in this episode, we're gonna be. I hate this is what happens. In this episode, we're talking about the beautiful autumn foliage. As you can see, I'm wearing a jacket. The rain is coming down. I just walked from Yurakucho here, and the weather is much, much cooler. You'll see tourists wearing shorts, but the locals, yeah, everyone's got either a jacket or an umbrella, or they're just trying to make it through the day because it's one of those wet ones here. We'll see some tourists behind me right there. Is she carrying a sword? Hold on a second. What? What is that? Is that some kind of ninja? We're not supposed to be able to see the ninja. I guess it's a guide. I think it might be some sort of a guide, like a tour. Anyway, cosplay maybe. Anyways, it's interesting. It could be an umbrella. Katayama once sent me a katana umbrella. They're kind of cool. You can get them in Japan, but I think you might get stopped every now and then in public transportation. Like, is that a real sword? It sure looks like one. Anyways, if you take a look at the guide here, I want to show you the autumn foliage. And I think this might be on. This is September 2nd. When they made this schedule, it's now a month later, but it might be just a couple of days later that, because September was quite hot. You see the autumn foliage in Sapporo for the yellow stuff starting up in November 6th, which seems a little bit late. And it starts to hit Tokyo around the 26th. So that's like the yellow foliage. But the more popular one is the red foliage, and it's this one here. And this is certainly a lot later. This is maybe like December 1st in Tokyo. It says November 30th. Sapporo, November 7th. Fukuoka down there, December 9th. I think it's going to be a little bit later than that, to be honest with you. And you can see at elevation, it's also later. Those patches in the middle of Tohoku, circles, that means that the autumn foliage is going to be later. I think they're going to adjust this, probably release something. And hey, I seen Brandy's in Nashville. I made a Seinfeld reference to her. I said, don't forget the barbecue sauce. You remember the Seinfeld, the doll? That was one of my favorite episodes, just because it was a creepy one. He wanted to get some barbecue sauce that looked like John Gruden or something. And the other comedian kept getting the wrong sauce because it wasn't very good. I told her, oh, Nashville, don't forget the barbecue sauce. No, that was Memphis. Memphis is the barbecue sauce one. But nice to see you, Brandy. Take care. I'm always streaming when you're at the airport. So it looks like the autumn foliage is going to be a little bit later. But if you're at elevation, not so much. You can always catch it at Mount Takao if you're coming a little bit earlier to Tokyo. On the right side is Takao-san at 599 meters up into the sky. The autumn foliage starts at the top around November 9th and goes on to about the 22nd. So it's about 3 weeks earlier at elevation in Tokyo. And Takao-san's in Tokyo. At even higher elevation, you have the autumn foliage starting at the end of September. But, you know, Japan is a country with volcanoes, with mountains, a lot of scenic places. You go to Hakuba, where the ski resorts are. They have autumn foliage that is unbelievable before the ski season. So it does make a lot of sense to go there in October to go see the autumn foliage. But in Kyoto this year, it's going to be later than in years past. Here's the schedule. Sapporo, starting on the 7th of November. We have Sendai on the 26th, so much, much later. Tokyo on the 30th. It starts on the 30th. And compared to last year, it's 2 days, I think, later. 2 days later than last year, which means the summer was hotter. And you know what? I think this schedule comes from September 2nd, so this could have been altered again. This is the latest from the Japan Meteorological Agency, so I think they'll probably give an update today or tomorrow. So it looks like everything is going to be pushed back until autumn foliage is not really that good at lower elevations until December now. So those coming in December, you're in for a treat. Those that came too early, time to climb a mountain. Osaka is December 4th, and that's the start of it, I think, right? A couple of notes here. Autumn doesn't start to feel like autumn until like right now. This is the first day, really. Autumn can be felt as early as late August and early September in Hokkaido and northern Japan. I think summer might not even start in Hokkaido in some regions, because Peter and I were riding up northeast Hokkaido, and it was like 17 degrees at night, which is chilly. You need kind of a light jacket. No, I think it got down to like 12 degrees or 10. I don't remember, but I know it was chilly because we were in the RV. Why am I shouting? I guess it's just a lot of traffic around me. Calm down. But it was chilly. It didn't, and there's no humidity up in Northeast Hokkaido, which makes it really great to visit in the summer, especially if you want to escape it. I'm talking about like the Nemuro, the national parks up on the northeast side there. They're really beautiful. Just watch out for the bears. The bears. Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, you don't really start to feel it until like right now. Late September, early October, and this is the first day that we're really, really starting to feel like autumn. Maybe it's the rain, but it was about last week I could open up the window and turn off the air conditioning, and I couldn't do that previously. Previously, I had to keep the air conditioning on every now and then because it's just like how the humidity was still there, the heat was still there, but now just we can leave the windows open in Tokyo, and it's a nice feeling. You don't have to have any air conditioning running. Kyushu and Okinawa, southern Japan, comes much later. I think one of the best times in Okinawa is October. Okinawa's, the ocean there is really nice. It's cooled down. You get typhoons every now and then, but it's such a wonderful time to be in Okinawa in October. I think that might be one of the higher seasons. Summer is gone, but people want to get around. I did get this from the Hokkaido store. You can see the jack-o'-lanterns started to come out at the stores. This is a pumpkin pie from the company that makes the Maruse butter sandwiches up in Hokkaido. You start to see the stuff around September 1st, but this year at the last week of August, I started to see like autumn stuff. Just a little bit early. Just a little bit early. Jeff Kennedy's here. Hey, Jeff. I hope the postcard made it to you over there. He's on the East Coast. If you ever get your postcard go missing, I will always send you a new one. All right, it's like better than Apple Care, because all you gotta do is send me a direct message. I'll send it out to you. It usually will take about 2 weeks to get to you, but the last 2 months it's been taking a month to get out there. But postcard link, please. Patreon.com/onlyinjapan. That should get you there. But I'm sure if there's a live stream, there'll be a link from the Nightbot. We'll share it with you. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that. There you go. Thank you, Joy. This is one of my favorite times of the year. The weather in September is much better than July and August. I'd say like around September 10th. Sure, it's still kind of hot, but the days are longer. I think the reason I don't like the winter is that the sun sets too early. In Japan, we're already seeing the sun start to go down around 5:30. It's dark before 6 now. And I kind of miss the sunshine. So you really got to be an early morning person in Japan, because the sun rises in the summer around 4:30, and in the winter it'll get up around 6:30, 6 o'clock. So it's good to get as much sun as possible. So you want to get up at around 6:30, catch as much sun as possible, or else it's like sundown around 4:30, you know. It's not so great. Weather's perfect in Himeji. Well, not so much in Tokyo. We've got a lot of rain. Look how wide the lens is on this iPhone 17. The main lens is the same as like the wide lens on the old one. That's crazy. It's so wide. Khalil writes in here, it's been 2 years since my first trip to Japan. I spent my time mainly in Kamakura and Ofuna. I think you're due for another trip here, buddy. I'm gonna walk this way. You wanna know why? Because just keep walking. There's a lot of restaurants underneath the Yamanote line over there, so we're gonna go check that out, I guess. This is also where you would catch those buses. Do you see that? These are the Hato buses, the tour buses around Tokyo that will, they're not gonna be open top today. But there's some pretty good trips that you can take. It's kind of cool with the open top when they go over the Rainbow Bridge and you get to absorb all of Tokyo. It's kind of neat. You'll see some of the trains going above me there. Any questions about autumn and how the weather changes in Japan? Because I know packing your suitcase, when you come at this time of year, you also pack in more clothes, but you don't really need to. I think you can buy a lot of stuff when you're here. It's kind of always fun to have a new jacket or new clothes that you got from a trip abroad. The only issue is that in Japan, the clothes don't fit the same way for most people in the West. The shoulders are a little bit more narrow. Japanese tend to have shorter legs, so the clothes sort of fit that. But you can still find stuff. A lot of companies now have the foreign sizes as well as the domestic sizes. They'll have two. Even the LL Bean here has Japanese sizes and foreign sizes. They have a Japan size, a little sticker on it that says that this is meant to fit Japanese sizes. The shoulders are a little bit more narrow, and the torso is the pants are a little bit shorter. I plan on shopping at Uniqlo during their. I love Uniqlo, but mostly just underwear and socks and t-shirts. Just those three, because I can never find the shirts and the pants to fit me well. It's never really good enough. They do have 3XL, but it's really 4 or 5XL here, because it's just things are about a size smaller. Uniqlo has up to 5XL on some items. The Ginza one, the bigger ones usually have a special area with over double 2XL, which is great, I think. They do have these sizes in Western countries, so they do have an area within Tokyo where the tourists are with much larger sizes, and I think that's great. They also have really small sizes too. That my wife used to be XL size, or XS size, I should say. That's not something you hear too often. XS size. Not anymore. Now she says she's medium. I don't buy it. I think she's still small. Uniqlo South Korea has a better fit. I think the Korean, I don't know too much about it, but I think guys in Korea have broader shoulders than Japanese. I'm not sure though. I'm just saying generally. A lot of my Korean friends back in the day, they were a little bit bulkier than Japanese guys. But I'm guessing it's going to be almost the same. Some other things to think about. The seasonal signs here, the equinox, which is September 23rd. Actually, it's still pretty warm on that day, but you do feel that the tide has turned on summer. The typhoon season is still here. Even though it's October 1st, we're still going to get usually some typhoons until the middle of October, and they will go into November. A lot of the rain that comes in are from typhoons. The heavy rain anyways. Stores begin stocking seasonal foods. As I said, matsutake mushrooms are already here. The persimmons, the dried persimmons are so good. The sanma. Shout out to my friends in Nemuro. I got to go back up there and see them. He sent me a whole crate of sanma. Tae-san. He's like family now. I got to go up there and see him. He owns a convenience store chain up in Nemuro area. Just so awesome. And the red spider lilies start to bloom. True story. You can see there's a lot of restaurants underneath here, and they're pretty active at lunchtime, and then again after 6 p.m. A lot of people get off work and then they come here. But we're seeing more and more English menus available, and the prices are the same. You can tell because if they put the Japanese menu on the outside, it's very easy to tell. So I don't know. I haven't seen too many dishonest businesses that charge different prices on English menus. It's been pretty consistent, but there are places. I think this is not a tourist center. This is a lot of locals will go out to eat here. But you're going to see more of the autumn menu, the autumn cuisine coming out. A lot more chestnuts, sweet potatoes, pumpkin, kabocha, which is kind of different than that. You'll see more grapes. The muscato are out. The peaches are gone now. Laura, my friend visiting here, I gave her 2 peaches. They're the last that I could find. The peaches are gone. And the grapes start making their way at the supermarket. But autumn cuisine is maybe the best in Japan. It's just so filling and so delicious. I think it's a good balance, but with natural sweetness, with the sweet potatoes, the chestnuts. I think that the mushrooms are amazing in Japan. So you're gonna get a lot of mushrooms in the cuisine in the fall. Matsutake mushrooms, but all mushrooms, because it's the harvest season. You can go out in the forage and get them, not in the farms, but actually at the forest. You can see the trains going by up above here. Mosquito slip. No, the peaches are done right now. I saw them in the stores last week, but I can't find them anymore. Maybe you'll see one or two, but the peaches are done. They come out around August, and they're done pretty much at the end of September. Maybe you'll start to see them in the middle of July. The blueberries as well. It's very seasonal. You can import them. You'll find them at from other countries at Costco, perhaps. But I don't really see... All right, we're having more signal issues. Really? I was saying this as no one was watching me because the stream wasn't apparently working. But if this iPhone continues to mess up, I think it might be the app. But when electrical items that I have for streaming don't work well, we give them a name. And if you remember, Toby the Crow had a name because he was a bad crow. And we've had gimbals have a name. And we might get this iPhone a name. I don't know. It's too early to say whether or not it deserves it, but it could deserve it. You can hear the trains above. Hopefully the audio is still going. They've been adding more of these bicycle parking spots. Try to keep the bicycle parking limited to certain areas. Make sure you don't just stop on the street somewhere. You put it. Oh, there's the Oshio. Gyoza Oshio's here. It's a famous shop. A lot of good food. This is certainly underneath the Yamanote line, local. This is not a touristy thing, but they do have English menus. So I kind of recommend walking around Yurakucho underneath the subway line. Oh, this is the Maruse Marugoto Seimen. Look at that, there's a line out the door for the udon. They do have poisonous mushrooms here in Japan. There's mushrooms that you can't eat here. But I have an episode on this on the main channel. If you search Japanese mushrooms only in Japan, you're going to get that episode. And I go over about, about 20 different varieties of mushrooms, including one that was purple, which is really awesome. You could eat that. And I went out with a professional mushroom forager, and we made tempura out of it, like on the spot. She brought some oil, and we went to a spot, and we made mushroom tempura, and then we could try that out. So I think that might be a good episode. I'll suggest it. I'll put it into the channel feed here. So it's a good episode, I think. Especially when you come to Japan, you don't know what the heck all these mushrooms are. When I was in the United States, we had one kind of mushroom. It was called mushroom. And then you come to Japan, there's like enoki, eringi, matsutake. There's like a dozen kinds. It's so good, though. It's so good. A lot of them are farmed, but their farms are they're organic farms. I know that they have they just will put the spores into the soil into a very cool area that's dark, and they grow the mushrooms at the farms. Yamagata is very famous for it. Year round, you'll get mushrooms, but it just tastes different at this time of year. Button mushrooms, right? The ones that are in the Mario Brothers, except those are red, right? All right, portobellos. Yeah, they got all that stuff here. It's amazing. It really is. Maybe we'll do another episode on mushrooms here. That might be a good idea. Any questions? A 2601 was released today to talk about connection issues. Okay, that's good. So I'll update the iOS tonight then. I'll put the live stream here so you guys can see it. I see Ninja Monkey's here in Gibraltar. How you doing? I was in Gibraltar back in when was that? 1997. Didn't have a good time with the monkeys, but I certainly hung out a lot. Met a guy from Argentina at the guest house, and we went drinking quite a bit for a couple of days. You have to walk across the airport runway to get to the city. That was cool. That's real cool. All right, doesn't seem like there's any real questions here. What is your favorite autumn meal or limited food? A mosquito slayer. So, like, I'm gonna say, this is the time of year. I think if you come to Japan, anybody who makes a trip to Japan has to go to a ryokan, a Japanese traditional inn, okay? You really have to go to a Japanese traditional inn. And when you do that, you get the seasonal local cuisine. But in autumn, you get everything, and it's very kaiseki ryori, very beautiful cuisine. Oh gosh, I would say, autumn is my favorite year for Japanese cuisine, especially kaiseki ryori. I don't know if there's any favorite dish. That's a hard one. Miso soup in the fall is real good too. I don't know why. Maybe the miso just tastes better. Everything just tastes better in the fall because the summer heat is gone. It just tastes better. My favorite dish, maybe katsudon. Breaded deep fried pork cutlet on a bowl of rice with egg and dashi that just soaks into the rice on the bottom. Or tendon. Yeah, tendon in the autumn is maybe the best. It's tempura, various tempura on a bowl of rice, and then if it comes right out of the fryer, they put that tare, the dashi sauce on it, and if the tempura is still hot from the fryer, when that dashi sauce hits the deep fried tempura, it sizzles like just a little bit. That's how you know it's fresh, and it's savory, but it's still crunchy. Ah, it's the best. It's the best. There's a couple of good tendon places in Ginza around here, but I don't want to tell you about it. There you go. All right, everybody, take care. I'll see you in another live stream tomorrow. We'll probably talk more about autumn in the coming days, the cuisine. But yeah, if you do, the apple pie Kit Kats are still out. There's pumpkin pie at the Hokkaido store over there. This is in Yurakucho. That right there is the Hokkaido store. Right there, the orange one. They got the Royce dark chocolate potato chips. I'm not joking around here. They're really good. Make sure you get those if you come to Japan. The Royce chocolate, the potato chips, especially the dark chocolate ones, are so good. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you in another episode as I get ready to go home. We're taking you to Akita Prefecture in 2 days. Get ready. We are going to Akita. All of you coming with me. Don't forget to subscribe. Mata ne.